Okay, let's talk a little bit. We'll go back in time a little bit, and we'll talk about the pivot, and we'll talk about the potential sale. Two things I talked about quite some time ago back. But let's come back to the future for a minute, to the present, today, Thursday, late Thursday. It's been a good week. It's been a really good week for Hyliion, and I don't think it's coincidence. I don't think it's just necessarily market factors. I think it's Hyliion's decision making, and I think it's a true reflection of where we're going. I think we've got better days ahead. I'm not going to get overly excited, and I'm not going to jump up and down for joy. I'm going to be tempered. I try to have tempered optimism and a rational approach and perspective, as I have along the entire journey. And my presentations that I've gave, my humble synopsises at different points along this journey. But I'd like to give a tip of the hat to those bag holders, those people that have been, into this for a long time and are down quite a bit in their position. I truly hope that you see better days ahead. I know some people have bailed off the horse, and that's life. That's how life goes. We all get to ride our own journey, but to the people that have stuck it out, I truly believe better days are ahead. I do. Okay, so now let's go back, and now we'll talk a little bit about the pivot. And originally, when Hyliion had announced that they're shelving, I use that word a lot, shelving the ERX, my emotional reaction, was the same as a lot of people. Damn it. Like, we've been in this long, and, we've been told this and told that, and gee, man, like, that was, my emotions. I was pissed. My emotions. However, as I took a couple of days and I took a step back from it all. I talked about, the rational perspective about the pivot. And I continued to, I haven't put a lot of videos out in the meantime, but I continued to hold my Hyliion stake and build it up a little bit, lower my average. I'm pretty close to the even point now. Some people are in the money now. I'm not too far off the even point. And I know better days are coming. But as far as the pivot goes, now, I'm going to give an example about something in my life that, can relate to the concept of the pivot, not necessarily the analytics and the technical part of the pivot for Hyliion, but just the concept of pivoting in business decisions. And some other people might have other examples that they can relate to. I try to go through life. Experience is a good teacher. Like, I try to go through life where I draw on my experience. I look at my mistakes and I learn from them. But my experience with things that have worked and work, I try to draw on that. But I'll give you a prime example of the concept of the pivot. And an example in my life in a business situation. Now a good number of years ago, 5 or 6 years, I purchased a vacant piece of land in a seedy, in quotes, part of town, as seedy as it can get in the town that I purchased it in. And anyway, I got it. It was all grown up with bushes, alder bushes, old willow trees, and it was a mess. But I pictured the lot after I cleaned it up, and the potential to put storage lockers on there. The storage lockers that people buy and they rent out. So I got the piece of land for the price I wanted. It was a good price. I got it, what I consider a bargain, but I had to put work into it. I cleaned it all off and cleaned all the trees and the bushes and everything, tidied it up, leveled it off, got some gravel on it, and got it up nice and solid and level. And, some people ask me, Jones, what are you going to do with that piece of land? People are nosy, right? They just, well, I said, I don't know, maybe I won't fucking do anything with it. I don't know. Like, what's the difference? But anyway, I did have in my mind of putting storage lockers on it. Now, as people know, like the storage locker business, it's like anything else. Once people get the notion, and people with deeper pockets can do stuff faster than some others, like faster than me, I noticed like a whole bunch of new storage unit places like springing up, flying up. Because I mean, it's a great opportunity to make money without much overhead and headaches and hassles, as it is, having tenants and stuff like that. So anyway, as I saw all these storage lockers going up, I thought, okay, I'm too late. I'm not going to sink $100,000 or whatever it is into developing these storage lockers, or $50,000, whatever I had to pay, because I was too late. Other people, like, storage lockers were going up like crazy. So now the situation came, okay, what do? I pivot. So there's an example of the pivot. Okay, I took a step back. I said, no, it's not. It's the opportunity is not here now for the storage lockers. I'm going to shelve it. See what I'm saying? So I shelved it. Storage lockers got shelved, and I pivoted. And what did I do with the piece of land? Nothing. I kept it clear, but it's still going up in value. So that's a pivot right there. That's what you do. There was too many storage lockers. I couldn't get into the market soon enough. And now there's a whole bunch of empty ones. So if there's people that don't pivot, and then they're stuck holding a heavier bag. I pivoted, and my lot, I'm not doing anything right now, but it's still going up in value. It's doubled what I paid for it in value. People still ask me, what are you going to do with that? I might not do fuck all. Maybe I'll put one hole mini golf. Like, what the fuck's to you? Like, you know what I'm saying, right? So anyway, that's just an example of the pivot. So now let's talk about that with Hyliion. They made a pivot, and it was a smart business decision. And I when I was able to look at that, okay, this is better for Thomas Healy to put on the brakes, shelve the ERX for now. He brought it to the point of viability, and it's still viable, guys. It's still viable. So it's shelved. He made the pivot without driving the truck over the cliff, the truck spending all the money like some other SPACs did and are doing, because they didn't have the foresight and the intuition needed to make the pivot. So that's a plus. That's a quality. That's a quality move, guys. Healy made the pivot, and look, here we are, right? We're looking at better times ahead. So he made the pivot, switched to the Carnal, and at the time I also said the ERX is just on the shelf. The technology is still good. It's still viable. It's ready to rock and roll, and there's still a need for it because the emissions regulations are coming. Whether I'm not a mandate man, but at the same time, they're here. You got to live with what reality is. So the mandates can be a benefit. Not that I'm a fan of them, but they can be a benefit. And so here we got an ERX situation that I still believe somebody with deep pockets is going to need that technology and want it. It might be Hyliion still. Hyliion might be still in that ERX game with somebody else. It might not. It might be Cummins exclusively. So anyway, folks, I believe we got good times ahead. And to all of those that, that watch my videos and have watched them over the last few years on the Hyliion journey and have, took any value from my humble, and I repeat, my humble perspective on it all, I thank you. And I hope that it's brought some benefit and the odd laugh and some enjoyment along the way. So with that, I'll bid adieu, and hey, let's see what happens here in the next stretch of time. I feel pretty good. I feel pretty optimistic about Hyliion, And to all the bag holders and the bulls and those that have stuck with it, the green monsters and the saddle riders, the Robert Bohais, the Ryans, the Excaliburs, the Silent Alerts, the Rick Schmelmans, everybody that's been on this journey. And I just like to say a salute, tip of the hat. And yeah, let's hope for better days ahead. Stay in the saddle. Don't sweat the small stuff. Thanks for tuning in.